I got caught up in all the Ranger craze in the last couple weeks. Welcome back to another 6th scale figure review from this guy right here, that Metro Mania. And we are at it today with the Ranger Slayer, which is kind of a weaker release. This is one of the ones that I thought would be kind of cool, like Lord Draken, but it's kind of weak. And we'll talk about that in a bit. It's not bad, just could be better. But again, I bought it because of all the Ranger craze, where I'm just like, I don't want to miss anything. I've ordered every single Power Ranger that is currently available in some way, shape, or form. So here's the box. Threezero has these very thin boxes with the viewing window, but there's nothing in there, so you can't even see it. Nice picture of the Ranger, the pterodactyl coin. And on the back, you can see the figure itself, which some of these poses I can't even get the figure into, so I'll have to figure out if I can do that pose right there. But anyway, we don't want to see the box, we want to see the figure. So let's get the figure out of the box, shall we? And onto the spinning turntable of doom. The slightest thing could set that arrow off. I want you to know that that arrow is a loaded time bomb ready to go. But I finally figured out how to get the arrow at least to hold in hand, which makes this figure a little bit better than it originally was. I could say this, Ranger Slayer is a very cool design that kind of feels like the female Nerf guns, as somebody pointed out to me. But I still love it. I still think it's great, and it looks good with the... I hope we get some more like Lord Draken soldiers, like Mastodon, or the Sentries and stuff, because those will look really cool. But I think for now, this is all we're getting because it's a little easy to make compared to the Pink Ranger. Blah, 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 talking. You're probably bored of me talking, so let's move on and take a closer look at the Ranger Slayer and continue on that Ranger craze. I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be a good year for 6th scale Power Rangers fans. Moving on now. As per usual, a few accessories before we start. We got her scary pointy bow, which looks very cool. Hand does not come attached. I just leave it on because I'm lazy. A single evil pink arrow. Normal array of hands, and then evil, dark evil Power Rangers blaster that transforms into evil blaster. And then let's see if I can get the piece out. It turns into a sword thing, but I'm not even going to attempt. It's too difficult to get out. But that's that. So let's take a close look at Evil Kimberly herself. It's a nice helmet design. It's a little bit... I'd say it's a little bit more bulbous than the regular one, and we can look at that in a bit. It's got that darker pink. The regular one's slightly lighter in shade, and if you bring it to the side, see it comes out more to a point with a black around the back, kind of like the Psycho Rangers. That's pretty nice, and it leads down to the sexy kissable mouth, obviously because that's how Kimberly is. We've got that popped collar, which is all a sculpted piece, and you can see the bolted pieces there that lead down to the cape, which I will talk about in a little bit here. The shoulder piece is velcroed on, so you can easily take it off if it's in the way. Looks cool. The center armor is got that black and the darker, like hot pink as opposed to the lighter pink on the Pink Ranger. Looks great. You can see the power coin there with the holstered evil gun. The design here, it's asymmetrical, so on this side we have the pterodactyl with the white that leads down to this Hawkeye looking logo, whereas this side it's got this armory looking bit. Again, we got the metallic color all the way down here, where we got some hot pink coming up on the legs, continuing on down to the knees, which lead to the back to more metallic black that lead to these sculpted black shoes that really don't support her all that much. Now let's bring it onto the cape real quick, which is a wired cape. Fun fact, but the wire is garbage. So it just kind of, you can play with it all you want, but it's always just going to like form fit back to her back, which doesn't look good. I'm not a big fan of it. But all in all, it does look fine for what it's supposed to be. I'm not complaining. And now with that, let's bring out the other Kimberly so we can see how those two look next to each other, shall we then? So I mean, right away you can tell the differences between the two. Obviously the helmet design is pretty much the same except for the points in the back, and you can see the darker, hotter pink on the Ranger Slayer armor. You can see that the Ranger Slayer armor also doesn't have the pink skirt, but for the most part it does share a good little bit. Not really. It doesn't really share much other than helmet and overall just base concept with the triangles or the diamonds in the middle. Other than that, it is a completely different armor, and it definitely looks good. It's going to go great with the other Rangers, and I hope that she can slay some of the Rangers in the Power Rangers multiverse concept. Speaking of Power Rangers multiverse concept, let's bring out Lord Draken himself to see how these two look like next to each other, shall we? There's a definite height difference between these two, but that just makes sense because Threezero has a very small female body, and they're kind of different in height anyway for the most part. Do you think Tommy picked Kimberly because he just had the hots for her and he's like, yeah, we're going to pick this one? Because he could have picked anybody. I would have picked Jason, honestly. He had more spunk to him. I think that would have made more sense. He probably would have been a fiery murderer had he been given the chance. But yes, these two look great next to each other. Great, 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 great. And just because, we'll bring in the Tommy. So you can see, should I just bring in all the Rangers? Should I just bring in every Ranger I have so far? Should I go nuts with it? Hold on, I'll be right back. We're going to go Ranger crazy real quick so we can see what everybody looks like next to each other. This is going to be really fun. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So that's how every single Ranger that's released so far stacks up next to each other. And I'm not counting Dragon Armor Red or Dragon Armor Black Ranger. This is every single individual Ranger who's released so far. This is just what we have so far. There is more to come. There's so much more to come. If you haven't seen it, Threezero has Zeo figures, So Toys has Power Rangers, Present Toys teased Power Rangers, and Toys Battalion has Rangers. So this is now just the tip of the Ranger iceberg. And I'm very excited to see what else is to come. So let's morph out of here and see how well the Ranger Slayer poses, shall we then? You have no clue how hard it is to get Rangers to stand up without any display bases. I really should buy some for these guys. But speaking of life-ending 360 degrees. Up that far, down that far, not much. This arm goes up. This arm goes up a little bit unless you take it off. That much. Doesn't really go back at all. That much. Goes back a bit more for some reason. Crunch. Back crunch. Spread. Front that far. Back that far. Damn. Nice knee bend. Ankle articulation for days. Pretty good poser overall. So, with that out of the way, let's get to the end of the video, shall we then? So, all in all, decent figure, could be better. Hoping the Zeo Rangers really blow my mind. Zeo isn't really the best designs though, so hoping at some point we get to Time Force, but my favorite would be SPD. Got some good Dino Thunder representation recently, so I'm hoping SPD comes soon. If you picked up this figure, how do you feel about it? Do you think it's mediocre? Do you like it? Is it your favorite? Is it your least favorite? Let me know. I'm curious to how you feel about this figure, because I think it's alright. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty alright. Could have been better. Not sure how it could have been better. The wired cape could have done a lot to suffice me. but I'm content. I'm content with it. Ranger Slayer. Pretty cool. I'm happy. So, with that out of the way, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe because I love making videos for you guys. You guys are awesome, and I love the growing community we've got going on. And if we can keep that growing, it'll be even better because I'll have more people to talk to. There'll be more people to have conversations with because I love talking to you guys. Feel free to also like and comment because I go out of my way to make sure I respond to every single comment because you guys are awesome, and I love talking to you guys, and you guys are great. And with that all out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you, and the Ranger Slayer is pink. I will see you in the next review where we do something probably new. I will see you then.